media is like I think the best platform, you know, and this is why I chose to create stories. And it's not until really recently where I realized like, okay, this is mental health specifically, I feel like is so needed. And and that's why a bulk of my projects right now that I'm working on are centered on mental health and shedding light on that, breaking the stigma, and just not raising awareness, but also really the core of it is like getting people to really understand. And I think stories are the best way for that, because film and TV, we get to really dive into the characters, their minds, and their journey, you know, especially like in TV, which is like really exciting. And that's why, for me, I really love taking these characters into a journey. And so specifically with like mental health, with a series that I'm working on right now called Crazy, which is but yeah, so projects like this, and I think like the media is such a great platform to reach the most audiences. And if we want to change the culture, and if we really want to help spread awareness and prevent suicide, and you know, these things from happening, like media is the best platform for sure. Yeah,
I think you're so articulate on describing what it feels like to be living, breathing, and really kind of navigating through your own mental illnesses, you know. And because reading your blogs and the articles that I've seen on Huffington Post, and they're so beautifully written. I really wish I could have like shared that with like soldiers that were my patients, because it's written in such a way that I feel like anybody reading it is going to truly understand. And I really liked how you kind of explained, like, you know, when you're in a depression, you know, or even, you know, borderline, right? Like that feeling of the world is against you, like everything's really falling apart. Like it's such like despair. And
it's not just sadness. It is like you are in this dark hole and you are at the bottom and you just cannot get out, even though you try and you try and you try.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating the way that you write it out, because it kind of brings anybody who's reading the article into your mind of how it really works, because it's not just a negative thought. You know, and it's not like something like, oh, it'll be fine. Like you can't just brush it off.
Yeah.
Like it's an illness. Right. You know, it's like if somebody has heart disease or if somebody has diabetes, you find ways to deal with it. Right. And I feel like mental illness should be looked at in that same way.
Exactly.
Where it's like, it's something that's a part of you. You are aware of it. Now you have resources, and now you know how to kind of, you know, either get through the next obstacle or who to turn to. And I think that's why it's so important to keep discussing mental health.
Yeah. I think that's another, I love that point too, because I mean, it's the mental illness is the same thing as having a physical illness too. Like if, you know, the thing is you just can't see it. Right. You know, if I was walking around with like a broken arm, people would be, you know, they would be like, oh my God, how are you? How are you feeling? Are you okay? Do you need any help? How can I help you? Let me open the door for you. Oh, you can't get out of bed. Like, can I get you some ice cream? Or, you know, stuff like that. And those are the things, the same things that would, you know, my friends do for me, even though like they can't see that I have like, you know, a broken arm. It's like it's in my brain. You can't see it. And that's the thing that like what people with mental illnesses need. They need that support, you know, even though you can't see it. It's up to us with mental illness to like kind of, it's everyone's responsibility really. A part of it too are like the people around us, and the more that we're aware and the more that like we can see the symptoms, the more that we can help people, the more that we can understand where they're coming from, you know, because like if a friend of mine were able to, or let's just say like even like a stranger who has a mental disorder and their friend, you know, got to see in a way where it was like I wish that like in a way I wish that like, we had like signs in our heads that were just like, hey, I have this, like please help me. It's for someone with depression, like when they're so low, it's so hard for them to ask for help. So then it is, you know, a part of it is up to you to kind of like see, oh my God, like there's something going on. Like you need to go ask the questions, like be aggressive, like don't be afraid. I think that's the thing with our society too, is like we're afraid to address it because it's scary. Like we don't know how to, we don't want to open that up. Like it's, whoa, that's
totally.
a dark thing.
I feel like a lot of people don't even want to ask a friend, or they're like, oh, I don't want to bother them. And
yeah,
like,
no, bother them.
Yeah.